Good morning, and welcome to a new episode of Morning Coffee with Rob. Uh, I hope you all had a great weekend here in British Columbia, and I do believe most of Canada was our August long weekend. So we actually had Saturday, Sunday, and Monday technically off from work to do what we wanted to and enjoy ourselves. So I hope you all had a fabulous weekend, and if you had a long weekend, I hope you had a great long weekend as well. Our weekend for me and my family was quite a bit of fun. We basically spent pretty much the entire weekend at the beach. The kids really wanted to hang out and just kind of go swimming, so that's pretty well what we did. We had got through an entire week in a bit of a heat wave, and now the temperature is starting to kind of dip back down below a little bit more. So we're not sitting up just below 40, and we're now sitting around 30, which is going to be a lot better for a lot of different people because a lot of people were not enjoying the heat quite as much. We, as a family, were a little bit different. We did enjoy the heat quite a bit, and we just made the best of it. And we ended up out at the beach quite a bit more, which was quite fantastic. We really love and enjoy the beach, so we ended up there quite frequently. I think last night we went a little bit later, and yesterday was probably the shortest amount of time we were at the beach cooling off. We were only there for about an hour and a half, where normally we are typically there anywhere from 3 to 4 hours normally. So this was definitely our shortest time at the beach last night. And we just kind of went to kind of cool off a little bit later in the day. I bought like this little blow up pool. So my youngest, who, if you're just joining us, is autistic, and he just go and kind of splash around and have his fun in it. And then the dog can drink out of it. She decides to jump in it, that's fine. She can do that as well. And she'll probably pop it, but hopefully she doesn't decide to jump into it right away and break it. And yeah, it's been a good summer. I can't complain really about this one at all. Mind you, I don't really complain about summer anyhow. The only caveat I've been having with this summer is I haven't got out onto my bike nearly as much as I would like. Um, the first part was kind of rainy weather, so I just didn't. It was always pouring rain on the days I had to go biking, and then once I finally had some time, I felt like I had zero energy to be able to go out. I was going to go out last Wednesday, but yeah, just like my energy was just sucked out of me for some reason. I just was super tired. I ended up sleeping in. And Friday, I had thought about going as well, but then I had things I had to get done in the morning, so I ended up not being able to go, which was too bad. And this week, I'm supposed to be going camping tonight, so we will see if that all pans out. If it does, that'll be fantastic, which also means I won't go biking tomorrow, but that's fine. I can plan it out for Friday morning instead, before I'm supposed to go out with a friend to go on a paddleboard adventure somewhere, who hasn't told me where we're exactly going yet. She was supposed to take a look and see, but hasn't come up with anything yet. So I am waiting to hear back on that one. We were thinking about going up to a place called Johnson Lake, but then I'm thinking, well, we've already been there. Let's check out somewhere else that you want to go. So we might be heading out to a lake somewhere. I think she said near Merritt. I have no idea though. So we will find out about that. Hopefully, I'm hoping today, which would be nice, so that way I can kind of plan that day out a little bit better. In the end, though, it'll still be a fun adventure. And today, I'm really hoping that this afternoon that we do, my other friend and I get to go out on our camping adventure, because we are going to go up onto the north side of the lake and go check out some waterfalls, and then just camp out in the back of one of the vehicles or bring a little tent. Most likely we'll probably end up just camping out in one of the back of the vehicles, just so we just pull up along the roadside and just go camping. Seems to be a big thing these last couple of years. I've been noticing it a lot more up in the bike area that I do go to. It's called Rubberhead, and I've been seeing a lot more people camping up on that road as years have gone by. I've seen more and more people camping up that way. Seen some right in the parking area, and then after the parking area going up to the trailheads, I've seen more and more people parking along the roadways to get up there, which is totally fine by me. I think that's really kind of a cool idea, that being able to pull off from the highway and be able to go up for a service road and just be able to park and camp out overnight, I think is a really great idea. It's inexpensive, and you get some pretty great views from it too. So why not do it, right? make the best of what you have and work with what you got, kind of like you're supposed to do. There's actually one person up there. When I first seen them, I was a little worried, but now I'm also a little jealous at the same time, which is a little bit weird. When I first seen them, they were in their camper up on the same road, but they were just literally kind of off the highway on this little pullout area up on the same road that I go up to go to the biking area. And I was a little bit concerned because I thought maybe they were homeless or something like that, or they were just down on their luck and living in their RV. Now that I'm going up there after, I think it's been maybe a year, and I wasn't too concerned because either A, they were camping, or B, I was a little concerned, more concerned on the side that they might be homeless at that point or not have a place to actually go. But the more and more I went up there, the more and more I was looking at kind of what they were doing, more I kind of realized that this is the life that they probably want to live. Like, they probably want to be a little bit more off grid and be able to be a little bit more mobile. And last time I was up there, they actually had like 6-7 solar panels set up and barrels to set up to catch rainwater for drinking water. And they had a bunch of other things set up there as well. They have a vehicle to get in and out with. They have it all nicely covered off in some areas for like a little porch kind of thing, or a covered deck. They have a bunch of other stuff set up there as well. So they have electricity, they have water able to come in. And obviously he's got a way of having like a sandy dump or something that he can do with his RV as well. So he's literally probably living how he wants at this point with all that gear and stuff that he has up there. So it's like, oh, all right, it's kind of cool. It's kind of something I would probably mind trying to do, except I really like the internet quite a bit, and the service there isn't great, and you have to be on a mobile connection the entire time, which if you live in Canada is not cheap to run. So most likely he's trying to live a lot more off grid than what I would probably really want to, because I really do like having internet. It's kind of my one thing that when you see those posts on Facebook about, hey, would you live in this cabin for the rest of your life or for a year or whatever if you had no internet? It's like, nope. I'm like, I still need my internet. Or there's the ones where, like, can you live here for a year and what would you bring with you? I'd be like, a charger. It's like, I can't have a computer, I want a charger for my phone so I could at least, play games or be able to communicate with the outside world in some sort of fashion. It's like during the pandemic and the lockdown, like when it was a lot stricter, that's how people communicated, was we had to have the internet. We had to communicate in some sort of fashion. So we all had Wi-Fi and we had our internet connections, and we all Zoom called, and we all still Zoom call. Like, work still has everything on Zoom pretty much. It's our new world. Like, we're starting to go more technological. We're starting to be able to work more remote. We're starting to be able to live the lives we want to live because of the lockdown. We can now spend more time with our kids. We can now go to the coffee shop and actually do the work with somebody else somewhere else. We have the technology available to be able to move about and interact with people in such a different way that it's a really exciting time to be able to be out and doing things with people and be out and about and be able to get work done on a remote basis and still be able to interact with people and still be able to visit with people and get things done. We can kind of work a little bit more at our own pace. We can actually have the work and personal life balance that everyone's always kind of striving for, because we can actually do things from home and be able to do a lot more of what we're looking at trying to do. Also, I know kind of pacing and bouncing back and forth a little bit. I apologize. I got my one foot's a little sore today, so I'm trying to keep a little bit of weight off of it. I'm not sure exactly what I did, but the heel's a little tender today. I think I stepped on a rock at the beach is probably more likely what it is. And it's just been, like, why not take advantage of what we have available for us and get the chance to work from home and get the chance to travel and do things a lot more. It just totally makes sense, right? Or at least, it makes enough sense, or maybe it's just sense to me. I don't know. I think it's a really cool idea, and I really think that it would become a lot more social and a lot happier as a group of people or species, because we're going to be able to socialize more. Hopefully that stress load does come off, where we can do a little bit more about what we want. We can be able to spend time with our kids and our spouses. We can go out with friends. We can do different things. And we just like have to take some time to get some work done before we go and do those things. We can do it all from home. My only catch with trying to do most of this is from home is either I am doing this from my living room, like I'm kind of doing this from a corner of my living room right now where nothing's really blocked off. It's all open front here on the other side of the camera. But when I'm actually trying to do work, either I'm trying to do it from my living room, which doesn't work out so well. The training webinars aren't so bad because I can put them onto the big screen TV and I can just turn it up and listen to it. And then the kids can just listen to stuff through their headphones or hang out in their rooms or whatever for that hour or two. And then when I'm actually trying to do client stuff, I either have to sit in my room and have the camera tilted so it's facing just behind me, which is my curtain and part of my wall. And then now I'm using my bedroom for what it's not really intended for, which is a office and not just for sleeping. So it's kind of a little bit of a catch there. I'm looking at trying to figure out a way of having a little bit of an office in my house. So I have friends who do their stuff on their kitchen table, but I really don't feel, well, I just got to clean off my kitchen table and I think it would probably work out really, really well. It's just getting that part taken care of and done. I'm actually looking at trying to set my walk-in closet a little bit more as maybe my office space. So I just got to clean it out, which wouldn't take a long time. I just got a few things to move and shuffle around, and then I can get rid of a bunch of things, and I can put a desk in one spot, and then have the camera and computer and everything set up there for it. And then I can just put a curtain in behind me to block off everything else, or alongside me to block off everything else, actually. And I think that would actually work out a lot better for having a little bit of a mini office. I'm kind of curious as to how everyone else's little home offices or mini offices at home look. You can always tweet me pictures at Eldorado on Twitter. And I'd love to see how your little offices are all set up at home as well. I think that would be kind of cool to see. So also gives me some ideas on how I can set up mine. But I think it would be a cool idea to be able to share all that information with other people as well who might be struggling with trying to find a spot in their homes. One person I do work with does have their kitchen set up as part of their office as well. They have their laptop and another screen set up on their kitchen table. And then they actually have like a folding wall basically that they put behind them to kind of block off a lot more of the stuff. So that way it doesn't look exactly like the kitchen. It looks like they might be in a bit of an office. So it's just like a small little quick easy step. She just pulls that out and then can sit in front of it. And it helps make it a little bit more professional looking, which is what she's aiming for. Where me, I have stuff set up kind of behind me this way. So I might be able to do a little bit more in the way of maybe this corner could be a bit more of my office. I mean, I got the door here, which kind of, I guess if I need an escape route really quickly, I can just pop the door open and out I go. So I guess that's my fire exit for my home office at this point. But it's just always trying to find something and making it a little bit better. I was going to show you some things on here, or well, maybe not even here. I think I was going to do a webinar presentation today on goals and trying to achieve your goals. But being with the long weekend and trying to do things with my kids and keep cool, because we were definitely overheating over this weekend, I didn't get a chance to find the presentation I was looking for, and I apologize for that. I really wanted to be able to present that to you and have some fun with that and entertain you a little bit more with it. I can't even remember most of it in all honesty at this point, so I'm not even going to bother trying to get into it. I am going to let you know, though, I have been working on my own list of goals that I want to accomplish, which has not been super easy. It has taken a lot of work. I'm trying to get 101, and I think I'm only at not even quite 60. So I'm still working on it. It's definitely a mind-stretching exercise. I've taken some of the ideas that my oldest son, Abe Man, has provided as things that he wants to do. So I've been taking those and applying them into the list as well to make it more family inclusive. And I'm trying to think about what my youngest son, Mr. J, would like to do as well, because I want to include him in some of the things that we are trying to do also. It's not always the easiest thing, but I'm at least trying to figure out a way of incorporating everyone's stuff they want to get into. asking Mr. J what he wants to do, he kind of just repeats things back. So he's just kind of parroting what I'm saying, which makes it a little bit more difficult. So I'm trying to see more of what he would probably like to do. I know going back probably for a day out with Thomas would be on the list, which I should be marking down there as well. He really likes swimming, so going to a really big water park probably would be a lot of fun for him. Especially this year, considering he's been wanting to go to the water slides, which he's never asked for before. But this year is just with everything going on with the COVID pandemic, I just don't want to wait in a big lineup in the heat to get into the park to go stand in lineups for pools and slides. And he honestly is kind of a lot of work when we get in there. And right now, I just don't feel like doing that as much work with him during all of this to try and keep him socially distanced from people, trying to keep him from the bottom of the slide so he doesn't get hit by kids trying to slide down the slides and people yelling at him to move. And it's for me, it's a lot of work, and it's not as relaxing. It's just going to the beach and kind of hanging out. Although the beach lately hasn't been super relaxing either, because I've been having to spend a little bit more time in the water, trying to keep him in a little more shallow, because he likes to swim deeper and deeper and deeper as we're going along now, because he's starting to realize that he is a good swimmer and can swim out deep and make it to docks as well that are out deeper. And I don't want to stifle his ability to do it, but at the same time, I want him to realize that he's got to be somewhat careful with this, because the way he kind of plays in the water, it does look like he's drowning, although I know he isn't. But somebody has to keep an eye on him to make sure that he really isn't. And that's obviously me, because I'm the one there with him all the time. And I kind of know what he's I kind of know what he's doing, but sometimes it's trying to really keep an eye on him. If he doesn't go out too deep, he's usually sinking down, hitting bottom, and then pushing himself back up. Then he goes down, then he starts like flapping his hands, and then it looks a little funky. So it's just trying to keep an eye on him. But one of my big goals, and it's kind of something that came to me over this summer, is I would like to work, obviously, but I'd like to have a reduced work schedule over summer a lot more, where I'm still working and producing, but not working maybe nearly as much or as hard, so I can spend more time with my kids and be able to do different things. Like I have a great, like my 54, I think it's about 54 things that I want to do. A lot of them are over summer typically. I want to get me and the kids some new bikes. I want to buy an RV. I want to go RVing across Canada. I'd like to spend a lot more time with them. And because with the way things are set up now, where we can do Zoom calls and all that other fun stuff and do presentations and things to clients remotely, that I felt like being able to reduce my work schedule but still be able to work and be able to RV across Canada, I think is a really fun and fantastic idea. So that's actually one of my big family goals that I'm really aiming for, is being able to have the reduced work schedule and being able to go RVing across Canada and be able to spend time with my kids. The only catch to being able to take them across Canada would probably be like 3-4 weeks to get there and do all the fun stuff as we go along, and then all the fun stuff coming back as well, because we'll be trying to look at doing different things on the way back. Although I know they'll want to do some of the same things that they had fun on the way back. Like if we went there, they'll probably do a few of the same things on the way back. So it's one of the big goals, is be able to have a reduced work schedule next summer and have an RV, even if it's a smaller, older RV, to be able to travel across Canada with and take in some of these adventures and still be able to do some work and have a good time. It's kind of the one big goal that I would really have, that I would really like to do with the family. Other ones are just, a lot of it's travel. A lot of it's just kind of personal things that I want to be able to do. Another really kind of cool one that I would like to do, besides I'll do some upgrades to the house that would need to be done, is at some point I'd like to build my own place, but I want to build it with like sea cans, like you see quite often, where they make some really cool designs. I want to be able to buy like a piece of property, build a house like that, and then rent out the current place. Because if I do it properly, I could have a really nice house that's rented out for rather inexpensive for people to come and live and be able to support themselves and probably put away money a lot easier so they can buy their own house. Because that's what a lot of people strive for, is to be able to buy their own homes and not live in somebody else's house. And right now with the housing market as it is and the rental market, it's just the housing has gotten so astronomically priced that people are having a hard time finding rentals that they can afford to be able to put money aside to be able to buy a home if they want to buy a home, or be able to put money aside to go traveling or do anything. So I would really like to be able to be that person as well that has a home that's a decent size, that's a decent rental price for people to be able to put money aside to be able to do the things that they want to do. Because I think that's definitely a way of helping out humanity a lot better, especially in our area where we live in a really beautiful area. And our rental situation is probably on par with some of the bigger cities. Like if you look at Kelowna and Kamloops, our rental pricing here is about the same, if not probably more expensive in some cases. I was just looking for a friend, and I found a basement suite for a 1 bedroom basement suite. Didn't include anything. It was like $1,100, and it was like this small little 1 bedroom basement suite, basically like almost a bachelor pad, a little bit bigger, obviously being it's a 1 bedroom, but $1,100 for a basement suite that's 1 bedroom. Like, that's crazy talk. Like, it's so expensive now. I don't know how people are able to do it. Some of them, I mean, most of them aren't. They're having to work themselves to the bone to be able to just afford rent. But at the same time, we'll probably discuss this on Thursday. There is a way of setting up your mortgage, which is a cool idea, where you can either, and once again, there's no knock on the bank. They are a company. They are trying to make their own money, where you can have it bank directed. Or self-directed. We'll go through the two differences between these ones. It's a really cool concept. It's one that I'm using is one that's actually taught and that a lot of rich people do know. I'm pretty sure these two kind of concepts are in, I know they're in Canada for sure, and I'm quite sure they're from the US. So I'm pretty sure the book that does mention it quite a bit is actually written by a gentleman out of the US who talks about what rich people don't do and what poor people do. It's I haven't read the book. I should really get the book. It seems like a really interesting book because there's quite a few different things. So the big quote is, "If you're dreaming well today, you pay off your house. You're doing a lot of things that rich people don't do." Rich people don't dream about paying off their homes right away. They do other things to make the money, and then this is where the self-directed mortgage comes in. So this is the bank directed mortgage, and this one's the self-directed mortgage. Now, with the self-directed one, banks are getting their money, which makes them happy. But you have a lot more control over how your life and how your finances work. I have this myself, saved me tons of money, tons and tons of money. I do have a small portion that is bank directed, just because of the laws around mortgages. I had to do it, where I have the majority of my own self-directed way, and then I had to give them a small portion that the bank has a lot more control over. But that's okay, because like I said, those are the rules. You gotta play within them. I can't do anything about it, so all you can do is just do with what you can. But yeah, I think on Thursday I will just try to discuss a lot more about the differences between these two, because I think that'll help a lot of people get a little bit further ahead and be able to, if you want to do, if you have a rental suite, how to be able to reduce the amount of your rental suite of like how much you're probably charging for it, so that way you can get more renters in and be able to help people get a little bit further ahead. I think everyone should know about these self-directed mortgages and what the difference is between these two and how they can actually benefit you to some degree. There are benefits here, though. Right now, I'll give it to you. If you're somebody who cannot control how much they spend, this is the one you want to probably be in, because this one gives you a little bit too much leeway and freedom to spend. Honestly, if you're a bad spender, this is your route. If you have control, this is your route. So just give you that right off the top. But we will definitely go through and I'll show you how it works a lot better on Thursday. But yeah, definitely some cool information there. Anyway, that is our episode for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I realized it was just a lot of rambling about the beach. Some of my goals are, but I wanted to be able to share with you so that way you know what some of the goals are in life. Cool thing is, though, with this whole idea with being able to RV and travel around with my kids and be able to work remotely, is I still be able to do this as well. Because I do have a laptop. I can also, my other plan is to have like another computer or upgrade my computer so that way I can have them with me. And I can set up somewhere in the little RV and be able to broadcast from there as well. So that's part of the plan, is being able to work remotely, be able to do the show remotely so we can go to different locations as well and have some good times and have some fun. And still be able to work and do the work-life balance, which is what everyone's been looking for. And I think that's why, I think it's part of why I haven't done a whole lot in the way of work besides this kind of stuff a little bit, is because I'm finally feeling life, like the personal side of life, is kind of balancing out the work side a little bit more. But now I'm starting to like, okay, well, I do need to have the more of the work coming in. So now it's just trying to blend it a lot better. So that way it works for everybody. I can still do things with my kids, and I can still do work, and I can still do this as well. So now it's just blending it all together properly and making a lovely lake soup. So I can do all the fun things like these, hang out with my kids, and still do work. So that's what we're looking at doing next. So I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you all had a great time. I know I did. And I am going to be around after the stream as well on my Discord, which I will throw up into the information here as well in just one moment. Oh man, that's weird. If you want, you can find me on social media as well. Whoops. Which I will pop the information into the chat here for you. You can find me at twitter.com/Eldorado. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Eldorado. And you can find me on Instagram at instagram.com/Eldorado as well. Plus, we have a wonderful Discord server as well, which I will be hanging out in for a little bit. So all you have to do is join the Discord server with the link provided. And then...
Time to get ready. Please go brush your teeth and get dressed.
So all you have to do is just join the Discord server and read all the rules of engagement. Hit the green check mark at the bottom to become a verified member, and then you'll have access to the after the stream chat. And you can always hit me up there and talk more, or you can hit me up on the social media links that I just provided there as well. All right, everyone. I hope you're having a great day. I look forward to talking to you on Thursday. Have a great one. Adios. Remember, stay safe, stay healthy, and most of all, ride hard and live long. We'll talk to you later. Bye.